What's going on, YouTube? Darklight Dreamer here. It's been about 2 days now since we heard the terrible news of Chester Bennington's passing, how he took his own life, committed suicide, and gave up. Terrible, terrible news. It still seems so surreal, you know? It doesn't even seem like a real thing, and it's slowly starting to sink in that he did really take his own life. And I've been really, really devastated by this the last couple of days. I mean, Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory album and their Meteor album, their first and third albums, really defined my last 2 years of high school. I listened to those two albums in their entirety, possibly multiple times, practically on a daily basis during those 2 years. I really loved Linkin Park. And to know that Chester is now gone is absolutely crazy. And they really helped me through some hard times in myself, you know? As you guys know, if you guys follow my channel, I also grew up with a lot of anxiety and depression, and I struggled with thoughts of suicide. I had a very traumatic childhood. For the first 10 years of my life, I had to deal with a very abusive father, and me and my brother both have suffered in different ways, but for me it manifested in the form of extreme depression, anxiety, self-image issues, and things like that. And to know that these people that had made it, that had entertained so many people, that brought so many people up, gave so many people hope, made people laugh in the case of like Robin Williams, and they decided to end their life, it really shakes your resolve, you know? It makes you think, like, how long can I be as strong as I've been trying to get through every single day? Every day it's a struggle. Some days you have good days and some days you have really bad days, but you make it through to the next one. And if these people that you look up to so much took their own life, how long is that struggle going to work? You know, how long can you make it to the next day? So it really makes you think. But also on social media, I see a lot of people saying terrible things about Chester's passing. And this happened too when Chris Cornell died. It happened when Robin Williams died. And, you know, they want to call them cowards and such and stuff like that for taking their own life. And not only is that just a really cruel and asshole thing to say, but if you have friends that suffer from depression and anxiety and, you know, things like that, and just because you say that they shouldn't and you make them feel bad for feeling depressed, I mean, it's not going to just all of a sudden change it. You know, they're not, if they suffer from depression, they're not going to change just because you say that, you know, killing yourself is the cowardly way out. They're just going to realize that they can't talk to you about it because you don't understand, and not in some, you know, tweeny, oh my god, nobody understands me when everybody else actually does kind of thing. You really can't understand because you're not suffering from depression the same way they are. Your brain isn't working the same way their brain is working. So they just know that they can't come to you and talk to you about it. And it really tears me up inside to see that kind of shit going on. So just, if I could leave one message with you guys, just please, and I beg of you, please be kind to one another. There's so much hate in this world today. There's so many people trying to bring others down, I guess, to make themselves feel better, to give themselves a good laugh. You know, just try to bring people up. Don't bring people down. I mean, even if somebody has everything that they want in life and they suffer from depression, it's like you're underwater when you're at that level of depression. It's like you have this barrier around you, and all the money in the world, all the fame in the world, all the love in the world, it has to penetrate this barrier, and sometimes it just doesn't pierce through. They can know it in their brain that they have everything that they ever want, but they don't feel it in their soul. It's hard to understand that if you've never been through it, and sometimes you just feel so numb. Even when you're surrounded by love, you can just feel so numb to that love. So if you have friends that suffer as well, or even if you don't know that they're suffering from depression. Just make sure the people you love know that they can come to you, that they can talk to you if they're having a problem. Because even if you know that you can talk to somebody, even if you know that they're going to understand, it's already hard to talk to them about your depression problems, because you don't want to put that on other people a lot of times. It's hard to bring up your feelings, and it's hard to know that you're going to worry somebody about the way that you feel. Don't make that harder for them. Make it easy for them. Tell them all the time, if you want to talk to me about anything, that you can. You really can. And if you know anybody that is thinking about committing suicide, or you think that somebody might be considering committing suicide, please call the suicide hotline. I'm going to leave the number on screen right here. Let them know also that they can call the suicide hotline completely anonymously and get some help. Urge them to get some help, because we all could use help from time to time. So I'm just going to leave you with, please be good to one another. For the love of God, may your dreams light your darkest hour. See you next time, guys.